time that you ate, how many people can't eat?
821 million people are starving every day.
Every day?
Every day.
And what percentage of the population is that?
Oh, that's 11% of planet Earth.
So we have 11% of the population, that just can't eat. They are hungry all the time.
And more than that.
More.
It is
More.
60% women do
So-
not get to eat.
So my question is, why, if there's so many people that are starving, and you have so many resources, and you've got so much money, and so many rich people, do people have to starve?
Because we have a lot of greedy people in the world, and we have a lot of people that are very needy in the world.
But who are these people?
Everyday people for the needy ones.
Right.
The not so needy ones, the greedy ones, are possibly your big people in the pharmaceutical world. They get lots and lots of money, and they make lots and lots of pills to make people sicker and sicker and sicker.
But I know that this planet has lots of politicians.
I think they might be to blame as well, because the politicians are meant to help the countries.
They help countries. So let's go to the second problem. And the second problem is, apparently, instead of being kind to everybody, you have refugees that are being forced to leave their homes. So space, brother Vatican. You're
Yes.
really passionate about this, aren't you?
Yeah.
What is that in human language?
It simply means we are living in a world where somebody is actually forced to leave their own home, not because they are willing to leave their own home, they are in love with the environment, in love with their culture, in love where they are, but because of these greedy people, instead of creating maybe more farmers, but they are creating more bombs, more, bang, 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 and people running away. And guess what?
How many people? How many people?
You're talking about 71 million displaced every year, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. And how many people every day?
Every day you're talking about a you're talking about 37k.
37,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
37,000 people every single day. So today,
Absolutely.
you could be one of them. What if suddenly, you're here today and someone says, right, not your house, not your country, get out.
And don't believe that it might not happen because you didn't believe Corona would have happened.
Yeah. So that's 1.1 million people every
Can I say
single
something?
month.
Can I say something?
You can say whatever you like.
Yeah, because where are we from again?
Which planet?
Aye, where are we from?
Planet Utopia, where?
This is how.
Planet Mark. I come from Planet Mark,
Utopia,
right? No, I've got my own planet.
I've got mine.
I've got my own planet. Is Space Brother Vatican, has he got a planet?
He just goes about.
He just floats?
Yeah.
Well, he's got a
It's
float
all
bubble.
his
No, I'm from Mars.
He's from Mars. He's from Mars. Oh, sorry, I beg your
Martian.
pardon.
Martian.
I had one of those for dinner the other night. On Mars.
A Mars bar.
On Mars.
In matter.
It was deep fried. It was.
How did you get that? That's a bit alien to me.
No, you jumped into Scotland.
Enough of your nonsense. Enough of your nonsense. So we're talking about.
What are we talking about, Vatican?
We're talking about.
What?
Tell us.
Tell us. What is it?
Tell us.
What?
We're talking about 307,000 people displaced, forced to leave their home every day.
Yeah.
And that's almost like more than Scotland, That's that's
It is.
Scotland.
1.5 times Scotland.
Yeah, exactly.
1.5 times Scotland.
No.
Yes.
No. Oh yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. But here's the thing.
I was
right?
thinking you're talking about millions.
But here's the thing, right? If we're talking about 1.1 million people that are refugees every single month, the UK has only taken on 126,000.
Yeah.
America, right, has a ceiling, a maximum they'll take of 18,000.
Yes.
Right? Turkey, we love Turkey.
Yeah.
Turkey's
Yeah.
taken 1.5 million.
Yeah.
So my question is, where do these people go? How come nobody wants to care for them when you've got all these rich people with loads of money that could help them, but nobody wants to help them?
Do you know what? Instead, these so-called rich people so-called big people,
Yeah,
they are busy looking how to depopulate people.
I know.
They're
Yeah.
trying to put the mechanism in place to make sure we are reduced. But we have so much space on Earth.
We have huge amounts of
Yeah.
space. And America has most of that space. Right, so come on, Americans, do a bit more. Right, you've got all this land, you've got all this money, you've got this great economy, and you're doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. So we're talking about who's to blame, right? We're just touching on the surface of
Yeah.
it. So I want to go to the third area. And the third area,
You didn't ask me who to blame.
Who do you blame?
Thank you. Did you ask me that question?
oh, I thought you'd answered it.
Wait, I didn't answer that.
Did you
Well,
not?
answer it.
What was the answer?
I don't know the
tell
answer.
us.
You haven't told us the answer.
This is my alien language. Yeah, people,
People are to
especially
blame.
so-called intelligent people, so-called enlightened people, they are causing all this trouble. Because if someone is dumb enough someone who has no knowledge to create a gun, it won't displace people. Imagine, let me talk about Africa a little bit. You know, in Africa we have people called pygmies, right?
Yes.
They have fleshes. So they won't displace the whole country. It's only they can kill one person, but you have the mass destruction. You're talking about nuclear bomb. Not for animals. For
Genocide.
people.
Genocide.
Yeah.
Genocide.
I don't understand that.
Anyway,
I'm confused.
let's go to the third area.
Yeah.
Right? Waste. Right? So I'm going to talk about waste. This planet of yours creates so much. We're just talking about plastic waste. Creates so much plastic waste. In the last 60 years, you created 8.3 billion tons of waste. And what do you do with it? You drop it in the sea, you put it in the land, you go, we'll talk about who goes, you know, everyone goes shopping.
Yeah.
You know, you could buy something and put it into your own container.
Yeah.
No waste. But oh no, you want to get plastic this and plastic that. And then basically, you just pollute the whole planet. I mean, statistically, right, you're talking about in 2018, 380 million tons of plastic waste was produced. But 90% of it, you can't recycle. So 342 million tons, give it to the sea, dump it into the planet, cover it all over, right? You would never do that in your back garden, but why do it to the planet? I think this is terrible.
It is.
I blame the politicians, I blame the greedy rich people, I blame people, because we could all be a bit more caring about what we buy.
I blame the corporations because they package everything
Yes.
in plastic. The
Yeah.
amount of plastic
But they
that
actually
the
don't
family I was
just
looking at,
Right.
they fill a bin of this at least once a week, full of different plastics.
Right.
Every week from their shopping.
But they are following the regulations that are given to them. For example, McDonald's, they told them like you need to have see the straw. They used to have them in plastic, but it didn't work. Still rubbish. So it's kind of difficult as well. So I blame the people. We have
You
to
don't
take
even need a straw. That's
No.
the point. Just do away
You can
with a straw.
drink, like
drink.
that.
Just have a little drink. What I'm saying is, people are destroying this planet bit by bit by bit. Right. Next subject. Fourth subject. Right. We're going to talk about people trafficking. People trafficking. Right. Space, Sister D. Right. I know
Yes.
this is one that you. What if I wanted to go and get a sex slave? Could I go and do that?
You could.
Could I go and get a child sex slave?
You could.
I know this is very, very wrong. I appreciate that. But there are loads of sex childs and children.
If you had money, Mark, that is not a problem.
Okay, how many poor
That's
children?
sickening.
It is sickening.
Yeah, but
Right.
money will buy you anything.
Yes.
On this
Absolutely.
planet, money will buy you anything.
Disgusting.
Yes, but let's talk about the numbers, right?
Yes.
Tell me about the numbers, because when you see the numbers of children sold as sex slaves, if you just had your lunch or your dinner or your breakfast, or when you watch this, you will throw up, and you'll look at the human population and say, "This is disgusting." What have we got? Tell us.
Per year.
Per year.
Per year. There is 24.9, so it's 25 million people per year are trafficked, used as slaves, either for work or for sex. And children aged between
Yep.
0 and 8 years old from babies to still babies at 8 years old. We've got 1 million of them.
Shocking. Totally and absolutely shocking. This planet allows 1 million children under the age of 8
Yep.
to be sold as sex slaves. And I understand that most of these kids, by the time they get to 8,
Oh,
they're dead.
They're done.
They're done.
They are done
They're done.
because
Just
not,
bin them.
not only do
Bin
they
them.
use them as sex slaves, but then there's a lot of killing at the end of it because that is a sport.
So what about the children that are 9 to 17?
Well, there's about 19% more of them.
Right?
So all the children alone within trafficking, it's 25% between all children up to the age of 17.
How many children
From
9 to 17 are sold as sex slaves?
4.7 million.
Okay, so that's like the population of Scotland.
Yeah.
Every single year. You take all these kids and you do whatever you want with them.
Yeah.
Shocking. Shocking. Should never be allowed.
The question is, how do they manage to get away with that?
Well, you tell me.
You have
They're-
borders, you have checks, you have immigration, you have all of that in place, and how did they manage to get away with
Money.
that?
Money.
Money,
It's
money.
And it's people
And-
that fail to care, and it's people, members of the public, that could have their voice heard. No,
Yes.
none of this.
And there's a lot of politicians involved. There's a lot of big famous people involved. There's a lot of people with a lot of
Yep.
money involved. There's a lot of the pharmaceutical people involved. There is
A lot of
lots
manipulation
people.
as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, manipulation everywhere because not all of these children are from impoverished homes. Not all of these children are from things that have went wrong in life. They're not from dysfunctional homes either. They can just be given away, they can just be taken away, they can be kidnapped, lots of different things. So it is something that we really need to consider because
We
this
need to
is
do something
getting
about this.
out of hand, and it has risen by 19% over the last 9 years.
So this is a growing trend. So just imagine you've got kids, and somebody comes and takes your kids and sells them as sex slaves. How would you like it? Right? But that's happening for families around the world. Let's move on because we've got time. We need to get on to the next subject. Space Brother Vatican.
Yes.
I know how much you love your gym and on Mars and training and your health. A fine figure of an alien you are. Right? What is the big problem on this planet with people and their health?
You know what? First of all, we are right now. Who did this statistic? Who did it?
The statistics have come from major organizations in the world.
Right. Okay. So right now we are
Major organizations.
7.6 billion people
Correct.
in the world, right?
Correct.
And then now you're talking about in 2016, on its own, 2016, 1.9 billion were overweight or obese.
Yeah, correct.
So that's you're talking about 39% of men,
Correct.
and the rest of 40% is everybody else.
Right.
That's what I get from here. But now you understand, like, we have organization in place, we have so-called nutritions, we have people that they check what people should eat and what they shouldn't eat. We have regulations in place, but why this problem still there? And who to blame? Straight away, I'll go for politicians, even though they are people, but they're in charge of this. Corporates, you know, I'll shoot.
Sugary foods and fatty foods and. But
Absolutely.
what about people though? Because people could eat less.
You could choose to eat what you're going to eat.
And if you ate
So-
less, you could give some of the food to all the starving people.
Yeah.
We've got 11% of the people in the world that fail to eat.
See, when we talk about choice, we have to, like, personally, I come from planet Mars, and then there's freedom. But on this planet Earth, I don't think there's freedom, because everything is dictated one way or the other.
Does anyone dictate when they have to go to the supermarket and buy what they buy?
Because when they give you publicity, they do pubs that. I need to be careful. I don't say pubes.
You just did.
Did I say that? Right. Okay.
I need to apologise to the planet Earth people.
I'm
right?
sorry.
Yeah.
My space brother here has language problems.
Right. Okay. They don't force you, but they still put it out there for you.
For choice.
Choice.
Choice. Each
you-
person has a choice
You
when they
know,
go to spend their
mentally
money.
somebody will get attracted to something.
You
So,
can choose to have a curry, or you can choose to have a salad.
but
You
how
can
come?
choose to
you
have a
can
glass of
choose,
water,
yes.
or you can choose to drink 15 pints of
How
lager.
many people
But
actually choose
How
to
come
drink
the government
water?
always restrict on the people that they make products?
Do you know-
how many percentage of sugar they need to put in? So it seems like there's someone who can make a decision there, but they don't make it.
See, but I think you're right, because I think the governments in each country could turn around and say, we're going to ban this food, this food, this food, and we're going to stop that because the sugar content's too high, and this is bad for people, and we're going to limit this, right? And then basically people can, instead of having all of this food, you take away all the stuff that is unhealthy.
But I think they like to give it to the people.
The governments,
Yes,
why?
because then the people get unhealthy.
And then
they
what
get
happens?
sick.
And then what happens?
Then they need pills.
and
And the
then
pharmaceuticals, yet again,
make more
make
money.
more money.
Make more money. So there you go.
So?
we're back down to
So there's no choice there.
pharmaceuticals.
cuticles.
Pharmaceuticals, as I
Oh,
call
aren't
them.
they so cute? No, I would say they're non-cuticles.
They're very uncuticle. Right,
Yeah.
so we're going to talk about the sixth major area. Now, we know there's more than six, but this is only a shortish program. You know, we've come a long way from a
Oh,
different
dear.
galaxy, and we're just picking you the six things to look at, right? So, very shortly, within the next 79 years, your planet is going to be dead. Dead, gone, right? Because you're
Wow.
chopping down all the forests, right? You're chopping down all the forests.
Oh, they're pretty trees.
So in 2016, you chopped down forests the size of Italy or Nevada. It's the same area, right? You're chopping down, within the next 79 years, your forests have gone. 70% of your animals and your plant life live in the forest. You're killing it. So if you kill the forests, then you're unable to do anything with the CO2 that's being produced by populations going up. So what then happens is climate change gets bigger, and then suddenly all the storms come along and they destroy the crops and prices go up, and then more people get starving because you're chopping down all the trees. Do you know who I blame?
Who?
The Congo.
I agree. And you know that is so true.
I blame the Congo.
Yeah, we
I
heard that
blame
was
the Congo.
true.
Look.
Space Brother Vatican.
Okay, yes, I will say something. Since I'm not from, look, I live on Earth now, right? Where is my comb? I can put it right there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you blame Congo for that, that's why I take that off, because Congo does not do what you are saying. It's what you call big corporate.
Yes, it's the
big
government.
politicians.
Yes, it is. It
big
is.
people with big money, big
Yes.
influence as
Yes,
well.
yes,
You can
yes.
blame China. We can blame America. Mostly, I can blame China. I can blame China for that.
Right,
No,
okay, wait.
actually, the Brazilian government is the worst. For chopping down trees.
I'm talking about Congo first. You said
Right.
Congo, and then I'm giving you. Next
I
time
know
you
what
bring
you're
this
gonna
topic, then we'll talk about more because
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
wanna.
This is another complete topic.
Absolutely.
Right. So, what we want everybody here to
Don't
be
blame
aware
Congo
of-
again. Don't blame Congo again. Because when you blame Congo, you wake me up straight away.
Can I also say, but it's not just the government.
Mm.
What happened in Australia this year, where people went in and set fires in Australia, and look at the fires that were going about in the bushfires.
They say it was a natural disaster.
It was not a natural disaster if you go and unearth the truth.
So let's just summarise this. We know there's problems, huge problems, but the problems are being caused by people. The same people, instead of causing problems, could create solutions.
Yes.
And so when we talk about people, we talk about you, me, the Vatican.
Yes.
We're the problem. We're also the solution.
Yeah.
The politicians, right? They get paid 80,000, 100,000 a year, and they sit on their backsides and they might do something. But do they have the vision to make changes to the big problems? Apparently not, right? Why?
Because
They don't
it's
want
too
to.
much
They don't.
conflab.
Well, it's too much like hard work. You know,
And then there's not enough money made from the big pharmaceuticals.
right. So we have the companies, and they make tons of money. And why can't companies like Amazon, right? You can turn over 100 billion a year. They can make hundreds of millions. What are they doing to solve anything like this? Putting
Giving
money
you
back
big
in.
boxes for a little package.
Yeah. Do you know, we are people, living on a planet that is going to die. It's going to die. So, yes, go to the shops and go to the cinema and, do whatever you want to do. But this planet's going to fail to exist. And us, as your space brother and sister, will no longer be able to do this show because we're going to have to go and do it on Mars.
Yes.
And how is Mars these days?
I think everybody in Mars, they are asking themselves a question.
What question is
It's
that?
like, what's wrong with the people on Earth?
They're actually saying, when can we get a deep fat fryer? So, I was
To make deep fried Mars bar.
Whoa! Result, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Dee have a final word, Vatican have a final word, and then I'm going to close the show because we want you to grasp this. We want you to realise the problems are massive and they're caused by people. Dee.
Goodness, trafficking. It is happening. It happens in Scotland. It happens in England. It happens in Ireland. It happens in Wales. It happens in the Congo. It happens every
Everywhere.
bloody place. Look into it. Look at it. And do something about it.
Thank you. Vatican.
Thank you very much, Mark. Are you still from planet what?
Planet Mark.
Planet
I
Mark.
have my own planet.
Thank you very much. You don't get refugees on your planet, do you?
I can move my planet. My planet's wonderful. You're welcome to come and visit me
Thank
anytime. It is fantastic.
And your planet is peaceful?
No problems on my planet.
Peaceful?
Very peaceful. I'm the only person there, but it's nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
That's why he wants guests.
I'm a bit
He's
lonely.
alone. my planet's got lots of people and it's so pretty.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
And what's yours called?
Utopia.
Utopiopia.
Yeah.
This
That
is
sounds like
garbage.
one you've had
Doesn't
to have
even-
after a Ginny Winnie or a vodka wodka.
Well, that's why it's so happy.
You're stealing my time, by the way.
Oh, carry on.
Okay. Thank you.
And that's the end of the show. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much,
Yes.
everyone.
This is not, this ain't happening. I need to say what I was about to say.
You
know-
swore with Sister
Yeah,
Adeline.
the
Yeah.
thing is,
No swearing.
I'm not swearing. Did I swear there?
No, nearly.
Okay, right. So,
You did say a word begin with P, but
that was just a slip of the tongue. So,
That's probably when you're talking about what he said is probably the wrong kind of context.
absolutely, I would think so.
I'm sorry,
Vatican.
I'm sorry for all the children that are watching this, right? Where Vatican slips into, what was the P word? That's what I thought. And then
so you say that. You say that. I didn't say
Vatican,
it.
come on.
Nobody heard
Okay,
me.
you keep on cutting me off. Right, let me talk about this because this is very important to me since it's in my world, right? My world must be fine, but when we look down on earth, we see there's a problem. Refugees is a big issue, it's a big problem. Imagine some people like, the thing like when you become a refugee, you become a less person. No, you are not. You're still a person, but because you were forced. And refugee is not a status; it's a temporary status. After a moment, you're gonna go back to your own status. You could be Scottish today, and then tomorrow you are a refugee, and then you need to be transformed back again to Scottish. When you come back to your own status, when you are in your own country with all the values that you deserve,
If they allow you back in.
if they allow you back in. But the problem is, as if we can do something, if we can all lobby about these people that they're creating gun, creating war, causing all this trouble. All we need is peace. Mike Jackson said, we are the children, we are the world. If you love the universe and make a better place for
Thank you.
what?
Everyone.
Yeah, you were very, very intelligent at school. Mark, you were getting many A's at school?
I was allowing Dee to look intelligent by being quiet.
I have extra intelligence going on.
So just to finish off with Vatican's point there, right? Because I know that I'm at fault here. I mean, if I go down the shops, I could easily reduce my bill by £5, on a weekly shop.
Yeah.
I could easily give that £5 to some refugees, maybe in a different country or wherever.
Yeah.
And I know in foreign countries that £5 could feed a family for maybe a week.
Or how about
Right,
you
but-
put that £5 into the food bank because there's a trolley sitting there in a
Yeah.
supermarket for food bank
But
food.
do I do that? No.
No.
So I'm to blame as well. I'm to blame.
We are
I'm
all to blame.
Yes,
So
we are.
we're all to blame, right? People are to blame. So we're going to close the show by saying we need solutions. So we're going to come back to you with another program where we're going to talk to you about more solutions that we as a world can create. And it's optional whether you want to do it or not.
There's
But-
one space was missing today.
One space.
Yeah, space Adlin.
What do you mean?
Space Adeline did not share. Space Sister Adeline need to share the show because she's not here.
Well, she's doing it from another galaxy.
Did she know that we're talking about this?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely, because she's got radar. She's
Yeah.
got radar. So next week, the topic is Donald Trump the devil? Discuss. So let's just say goodbye to everybody. We're going to get in our spaceships. Well, apart from Vatican, who's lost his... Vatican's now going back to Mars. And we'd like to thank you very much for watching the show. Think about what we've said. Think about what we said and think about what you could do as an individual or a politician if you're watching this, or a corporate if you're doing this, or if you're an influencer because you've got people that listen to what you say, in terms of areas that you are passionately involved in, that mean something to you. Refugees, sex trafficking, trees, that we can do something to make this planet of yours a better place. So until next week. Well, you're